Okay? So, these lustful spirits, the ladies are walking around here all lustful, super tight clothing and stuff like that. Stuff that they can use on their man or somebody in the bedroom. It's like, it's ridiculous. They out here and then there's children looking at this. So they're setting the example and passing on. They are inspiring, influencing, like influenza, giving sickness to the children by way of images. Okay? A disease can come in by way of images. Okay? Programming a child with dis-ease, things that's not going to bring them ease. Dressing lustful is not going to bring them ease. It attracts disease, disrespect, dishonor. Okay? So you got to understand these things. The children are growing up looking at all this Glorilla, all this Ice Spice, all this Sexy Red, all this Sukiana. And they push these people to the forefront to program you because they know that they can control you by way of sex forces. Most people on this planet are possessed by sex forces. That's why most people are not going to make it, because they are in the hands of the disagreeables. So what you have to do is move yourself out of the hands of the disagreeables and come by way of the agreeables. Live righteously.
When you look at the sciatic nerve, you got your actual L5, your L4, you got your S1, your S2, your S3, and your S4. All right, well, if you look at these things actually form what you would call a nerve branch. The nerve branch then go through the pelvis floor, and it goes through a muscle through your thigh, and it goes down your leg. The sciatic nerve is about 2 millimeters wide, so it's a pretty thick actual nerve that's in the body. Usually what happens is these discs starts to wear out and it becomes a bulging disc. And what happens is when these discs wear out due to acidosis and very stagnant dehydration, it starts clamping on the disc. The bones will pinch the disc. Well, usually when the bones pinch the disc, it will actually pinch one of these nerves. Since S1 and S4 branches itself into a branch and create the sciatic nerve, usually it's either pinched in this area, or it get pinched by the inflamed pelvis, or it get pinched by the actual muscle that's in the thigh, and this causes a excruciating shooting pain through your legs. Sometimes it can go through your arms. It can be numbness in your fingertips. You can feel this everywhere throughout your body because this is a main nerve, and it's actually connected to the vagus nerve too, if we want to be honest, which is the 10th cranial nerve that's in your brain. So in order for you to really fix this disease, you're gonna have to bring hydration actually to the spinal column. And the best way to bring hydration to the spinal column is by hydrating the cells. Even though that these are hard calcium matrix, or what we call bones, bones are still made of cells. Your whole entire body is made of cells. You have different types of cells depending on the environment and cultural medium, or the gene expressions that makes up a nose cell, a ear cell, an eye cell, depending on where they at in the cultural medium. So if these are nothing but cells, and we know that cells need water, H3O to be exact, from H3O2 or H2O, it don't matter, then you need to hydrate the body. You need to bring more electrolytes in the body. Also, we dealing with the bone calcium matrix too. So what deals with the bone calcium matrix is something called calcitonin, and calcitonin is actually made by the parathyroid. So we need to go after the parathyroid as well. You can do natural things like rebounding that will help you move the lymph. You can do things like jump roping that'll help you move the lymph, move your lymphatic system. Another thing is called skin brushing towards the kidneys, not towards the heart. That'll help you move your lymphatic system. Get in the shower, let it be warm for 5 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes before you get out, turn it completely cold. That'll help you move the lymphatic system as well. There's another thing called the low hanging head method, where you will get on the bed or get on the table, and you will literally put your head at the end of the table, and you will lean your head all the way back and stretch your neck. And as you stretch your neck, you will lift your arms up, and then you'll bring your arms down and bring your head up. This will actually take a lot of pressure off the spinal column and maybe move the L5 and the L4 to get that disc to breathe again. You see what I'm saying? And another thing with the sciatic nerve, you can do a heel toe method. Google these things. These things will pop straight up, and you can go to YouTube University. They show you this stuff on YouTube for free. And this is not even mentioning the herbs. Now, if you want to get into herbs, I would say get into things like turmeric, curcumin, boswellia. That's another good herb. Enzymes from the papaya, what you would call bromelium. These are all good things that will help grow the bone back. These are things that will help regulate the nerves. For the nerves, you got blue vervain. Blue vervain is very good for the nerves. Ashwagandha It's very good for the nerves and the autonomic nervous system of what we call the adrenal gland. Bugleweed. Bugleweed is very, very good for the nerves. Lily of the valley herb. Stay away from dairy products. Lactic acid. Stay away from meats. Uric acid, carbonic acid, and that come from your grains, carbonic acid. We have to stay away from high carbohydrated foods, and I'm not talking about natural fruits and vegetables. I'm talking about high yielding grains like rice, like spelt, and all that other nasty crap that's in your body. These things will bring on a mucosal response and will completely black up the goat. And remember, GOAT stands for gut associated lymphatic tissue. So if I was you, by so far, if you asking me what you need, you gonna need the actual geogenetic therapeutic package from off the site. So y'all gonna love our new charts that's on our document download. We redid all the charts. Everything is back up, family. All right, I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the guys. Peace to the earth. Peace. If you go through the mouth, you will see that it's tonsils at the back of the palate, right? Now, what's crazy is the tonsils in the back of your throat actually act as lymph nodes. And the whole entire point of a lymph node is to produce something called macrophages. And what these macrophages does is these macrophages actually get rid of unwanted acids and bacteria. The lymph nodes are a part of the lymphatic system, and the lymphatic system is the sewage system of the body. And what the sewage system of the body whole purpose is to remove all toxemia, to remove all debris, to remove environmental pollutants, to remove metals, to remove bacteria that's not wanted in the body, to remove broken down dead cells, to remove all the things that is harming the cells of the body. What happens is they flow through something called this interstitial fluid of the body, and then they get collected by the actual lymph nodes. The whole entire purpose of the lymph nodes is to cleanse that area. So if you look, every major organ in the body have a lymph node next to them. So the mouth is important because all of your vital food and phytonutrients go through it. So through all these phytonutrients, you have herbicides, insecticides, and pesticides sprayed on your food. You have natural critters that comes on your food. You have natural bacteria that come from your food because you're eating biological entities and organisms too. These things come with their own poop. These things come with their own feces. And this is the reason why you're supposed to be cleaning and prepping your food before you eat it. But the moment you put this food into your mouth and you start chewing these things, all the different and foreign invaders that came within that food end up in the mouth. So before they can have an attack, what happens is you have lymph nodes inside the mouth. The tonsils is supposed to secrete your macrophages, alarm the actual lymphatic system. The lymphatic system start helping you do these secretions of these alkaline enzymes. These alkaline enzymes like amylase, amylose, and trypsin help break down your food even more. And then the leftover microscopic organisms that can harm the body, they go inside of the interstitial fluid of the body. The interstitial fluid picks up these toxemias. They go into this river of fluid, and then the river of fluid take them to the actual lymph nodes. Once they get inside the lymph nodes act like a septic tank. Inside the lymph nodes is a bunch of bacteria and it's a bunch of macrophages. And what these macrophages and bacteria does is break down and basically decompose the metabolic waste from you chewing your food. Since this is the first line of entry to your body or inside your body, of course you're gonna have the first line of defense there, which is your actual lymph nodes. The first thing you get taken out in your body is your tonsils, and you don't realize how important your tonsils is. Your tonsils is actually one of your first lines of defense, family. Now you see that blood goes into the lymph node, lymphatic fluid goes into the lymph nodes. You see all the bacteria and the macrophages around the lymph nodes, and you see the filtering mechanism inside the lymph nodes. You see the lymph nodes capillaries, or what they call capillaries, and you see how fluid comes in and goes out. Bacteria comes in and goes out. Acids comes in and go out, more disintegrated waste. What happens is it flows into all of the rest of the lymph nodes through the body, and then it ends up at the kidneys. The kidneys is then cut on by the adrenal glands, and the kidneys release all the metabolic waste that you have from the environment, from your food, from everything else that you've been eating or that you actually been in a simulation with. So the first thing they want to take is what? Your teeth. Not only do they want to take your teeth, they want to take your lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes is a part of the lymphatic system. So the actual tonsils will be a lymphatic associated organ or gland, whatever you want to call it. It's associated with the lymphatic system, and I'm here to tell you, you can't heal no dis-ease or so-called dis-ease without the lymphatic system. All right, so we talked about the teeth. Now we talk about how important is the actual tonsils. And notice, every major lymph node is around a big organ. The mouth is actually a big organ due to the tongue, due to the teeth. So you have to have something to clean that area. And this is how amazing the Creator is. The Creator knew that we was going to be around environmental pollutants. The Creator knew that eventually we was going to end up eating the wrong food. So what the Creator did was created an actual trash can for each major station in our body. And as long as we keep that trash can clean, and when it get full, we take that trash out, you won't go into a detoxification mechanism, and you won't be tricked into believing that these detoxification symptoms is disease in the first place.
So that bum-ass eclipse just happened, and I'm gonna be honest, it left much to be desired. This just felt like a big old waste of time. All that hype, all that promotion, like it was all over the news. All the weather people were talking about it. All the conspiracy people were talking about it. You know, I thought that my chakras would go into overload and I would get superpowers and turn into something else. No. They didn't even get all the way dark. We didn't get full coverage. We got like 80% coverage. We got the sample platter. We didn't get the whole thing. All that happened was that it got slightly darker and it got cold. Like I'm freezing right now. So no, I would give this eclipse like maybe a 3 out of 5. And that's me being generous. I've seen better eclipses than this. Like this eclipse, I don't know who your manager is. I don't know who your agent, whoever you have on your team, I hope you pay them top dollar, because the way they marketed this event, I thought I was going to get like a life-changing experience. No, this is what happens when you have the machine behind you. You can be like lackluster and untalented, but still get all this attention. Meanwhile, it's all these independent eclipses that's not signed to a major label, and they just out here struggling.
So Earth and the moon always have a shadow in space.
Right.
Always.
All the time.
But the moon's orbit around the Earth is not always lined up with the sun.
Okay.
It's tipped. So here's the shadow. It misses the Earth.
Sure.
Okay? And could be down here. The shadow misses the Earth again. Every now and then, every couple of years, somewhere on Earth, the shadow will come right onto Earth's surface.
Right here.
The shadow in space. So the moon is lit up on the other side.
Uh-huh.
From Earth, you can't even see the moon because it's lit on the other side. But you can see the sun, and as the moon orbits the Earth,
boom,
it blocks the sunlight, and it moves across Earth's surface. So that's why the eclipse...
I know y'all done heard everything about the solar eclipse, but I'm gonna give y'all my opinion on what I think really happened. And better than that, I'm gonna show you. Now, I had to open up my flat Earth clock to show y'all what I'm talking about. See, the sun and the moon travel in the same realm over the top of us. Now, I sped it up here so y'all can understand and see what's going on. The sun chases the moon down because they on the same plane over the top of us. The center of the clock is the North Star. As you can see, the sun is catching the moon. And they keep saying the shadow of the moon is casting on the sun. No, it's not. As I was looking here, April 8th is finna come up right now. Right over the United States, it's finna gobble the moon. It gobbled the moon. The moon is inside the sun for 3 days. And on that third day, the moon gonna emerge. Boom. We gonna start seeing the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time. And realize it's the sun casting a shadow over the moon. So when the moon get further away from the sun, we gonna see more and more of the moon. When the moon is at its furthest point away from the sun, that's when we get a full moon. But this is the chase down that happened on how they know a solar eclipse. When that sun engulfs the moon, that's when we see all those different moons everywhere and different planets, because it's reflecting off the top of the dome. They don't want to tell you that this proves we live in a flat realm, because the sun eats the moon up, and you know it ain't 93 million miles away. This is just my opinion and just for entertainment.
I don't go to church. God don't live in church. They say the body is the temple. I'm walking in church right now. Soon as you go to church, there's somebody trying to stick a dick in you and they need some money. Every war in humanity's history has been over some kind of motherfucking religion. You know what I mean? I don't get caught up in that bullshit because I don't think God ever wrote a Bible or a Quran. He didn't have to write no shit. He ain't no playwright. It's written in your essence. Because the Bible is written by men. The book of Peter, the book of John, the whole book about Jesus, but that nigga ain't wrote one book. The motherfucker that is about didn't write shit. All the hangouts wrote a book. Shit, I know the nigga. And you notice in each one of them book, they the closest one to Jesus. Peter, like, me and Jesus was tight. In John's book, shit, I was damn near the nigga daddy, you know. God didn't write no book. It's written in your essence. Nobody ever had to tell you it's wrong to kill your mama. Somehow you born innately knowing that. Which means you born knowing right and wrong. So put the book down, because it will fuck you up. You understand me? It starts out messed up in the beginning in the book of Genesis. In the beginning there was Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve had two sons, Cain and Abel. And Cain and Abel got married. To who? Where did these mystery bitches come from? I like messing with Christians, man. Because they easy to get. You can get on their skin quick, you know. Telling me Jesus died on the cross. I don't buy it. Jesus could feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread, walk on water, raise the dead. You telling me he couldn't handle 3 nails? I know brothers with 9 bullet wounds still walking around. His name is 50 Cent. I bet you Jesus was a cool kid. His mama be like, now Jesus, go on in there and take a bath and don't be walking on your water. That's probably why they invented the shower, just to get the nigga wet. Look at some of the Christian heads in here. You going to hell. Don't be talking about Jesus, Eddie. Don't be talking about it. You know how Jesus whistled? You know, with the hole in the hand. Look, y'all really like, that's it, the lightning's coming. Christian always the first one want to send somebody to hell. You going to hell. How the fuck you know? Like God came down, let that nigga know he going to hell. I'm kind of busy right now. You know what I mean? I made my Heavenly Father's image. If I got a sense of humor, that means God got one. God probably up there cracking up right now. Hey, Jesus, come here. That crazy nigga I made his own. He talking about you, boy. He said you walk on your bath water. He said you whistle like this. I don't get mad. That shit was funny. It was funny. See, I'd be a Muslim, but the Muslim faith, they too strict. You know what I mean? You can't smoke no weed. You can't get your dick sucked by a bitch that ain't your wife. Matter of fact, you can't see your wife's face until you marry her. They keep them veiled up. All you get to see is the eyes. You really gotta love that bitch's eyes. You be like, damn, she got some pretty eyes. Then you marry her ass, the veil come off. No wonder they get 20 wives. You playing the law of averages. I'm telling you, I think Christians are jealous of Muslims. Because you ain't going to out-devout a Muslim. That's the most devout faith you ever run into. A Muslim will strap a bomb on themselves and blow themselves up about some Muhammad. As a Christian to put a bomb on and blow themselves up about Jesus. No, he wouldn't want me to do that. He just blessed me with this house. I'm sure he wants me to live in it.
If you own a Roku TV, tell me you've checked out the screensavers that come across the TV when you leave it on for a little too long. It is so many subliminal messages within this screensaver. It is wild. And I'm not talking about the Easter eggs, aka the hidden messages that Roku puts in there. I know there's over 30 movie references within this screensaver. However, if you're anything like me, I can't even go to the movies now without decoding and finding hidden messages, because we know that subliminals are in everything. They showed y'all that with that Nickelodeon documentary. So now, as far as this screensaver goes, I found a whole lot of subliminal messages, but it's too many to point out in one video. So I'm just going to go over a few of them with y'all. But I really want y'all to get in the comments and let me know what I missed. Because I know there's going to be some that I missed. Something very important. Let me know. It took me like 30 minutes one night to decode this because I was stuck. I was just like, what am I looking at? And I didn't know at first that this was like a whole scavenger hunt. But even with me knowing that, I'm like, nah. It's something a little deeper to this because I can never just look at something surface level. So if you one of those people, please get up off my page. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with you in the comments. But for my deep thinkers, let's decode this. And like I said, I'm going to need y'all help with this because I know I'm not calling everything out. But let's just start with what I see. Let's talk about the sky, though. Like, did you see all the planets back there? The buildings, you know, it looks like, first of all, these buildings look abandoned. Like, what they trying to sell us? Then you see boats sinking in the water. You see a submarine. We all know what happened with the submarine. Then you see like the Eiffel Tower. You see the London's Eye, aka the Ferris wheel. Military helicopters. The Star Wars Death Star reference. The Back to the Future reference. And just remember, connect the dots on these movies, like, and what they're about. The messages behind the movies. The boat with shark fin that may be representing Jaws. I don't know. One thing about it, I love cruising, but I think I'm going to stay up out that water this year. I don't trust it. It's too many things happening on that water. And then seeing this, they can have it. That's not fear. That's being aware. Let's be clear. I could really be a rapper. The clock and then the time on the clock looks like it's about 10:58 or 10:59, not quite 11. We got to figure out what's going on with that time, as well as the clock. Well, we know the clock pretty much means time is running out. Volcano erupting, the dragon above it, or that signifies the dragon energy. Don't think I didn't see that bridge back there too. All these bridges. There's a possible Kong versus Godzilla reference. You got aliens, you got UFOs, you got possible Spider-Man or Superman or some kind of man swinging from one of these buildings. Y'all, we'll be here all night decoding this, but the kicker, let me just tell y'all the kicker. This is what lets me know there's more subliminal messages outside of the scavenger hunt they got everybody on. When the Alabama riverboat fight happened, tell me why. Y'all know the riverboat that we can see in the screensaver currently? Why don't folks put the chair on the riverboat? Now, we all know this legendary chair from the riverboat fight. Roku, y'all are messy as hell. I can see the moon, possibly 2 suns, or maybe just one. I don't know. I could be reaching. Even counting the structures on the building, a lot of them are in pairs of 3s or 6, possibly even 9. Y'all know 3, 6, 9. Up near the clock, I don't know if those are gargoyles, but if they are, I kind of imagine what that signifies. And I thought we was done with her for the Super Bowl, but we have to see her name once again on something. Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour, Taylor's version. Yeah, we need to figure out the connection on that one. Okay, y'all, I'm going to chill for now because I think I done decoded enough. I'm going to leave the rest to y'all. For all the Delulus out there who's ready to defend Roku and scavenger hunt and all that and say there's no subliminal messages, please keep scrolling. This is not the channel for you, sweetie pie. Okay? Peace, love, and light. Gratitude for watching.
Let's talk about spiritual psychosis. Excuse the sweat and the red eyes. I was just busting ass on the court. I would never forget how y'all hyped up this solar eclipse. The solar eclipse mean we gonna start seeing demons after this. Oh, Jesus is gonna come back. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Then nothing happens, just like I knew it wasn't. A woman has said that God told her to go on a shooting spree because of the solar eclipse. She genuinely believed that this was a sign from God. And do y'all see how real spiritual psychosis is? Getting your own spiritual meaning from anything and then making it your reality? You understand that makes you delusional. People come on here spreading their beliefs, trying to make it somebody else's reality, trying to install fear in people. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, no matter how much you read into conspiracies. People like to look into conspiracy theories because it entertains them. Oh, the solar eclipse is gonna make us see demons. Oh, the CERN particle is gonna open up a portal and all this bullshit. We're not going to know when something is gonna happen on this earth. And even when we do, we can't do shit about it. So why worry about it? Stop letting these creators come on here and spread their fear and spiritual psychosis. It does nothing but distract you. Have you invested on everything but yourself. I love y'all.